of Virtuzone. If you want to get in touch with them at Virtuzone, hashtag starting up and hashtag be your own boss. If you want to get in touch with the show, send us your questions now. Why? Because Neil is going to be having a company clinic in just a few moments' time where we will be answering your questions, getting loads of questions through already. 4001, if any of the conversations here are piquing your interest with regards to how to get started up or otherwise. We've just been hearing from the team behind Cado there, the concierge gifting service. Obviously, one of the numerous services that you've helped in the past or can help in the past in terms of getting set up.
Yeah, Layla raised some typical problems that every entrepreneur faces. She raised, firstly, raising cash. Then she was talking about search engine optimization, how you manage to get to the top of a Google search when you're competing against the giants such as Amazon. And she also mentioned her merchants and allowing people to pay. So what Virtuzone does, Tom, is we have a collection of partners and we seek to give every possible chance for startups to succeed. So just as an example, we're partners with a company called Zabuni. Zabuni allows you to receive payment. You might not even have a bank account yet, but you can receive payment over WhatsApp. So that helps people get started, because one of the classic challenges that people have in this region is they get their company set up, but they're still waiting for their bank account to come. So we're partnering with the likes of Yap. Yap is a digital bank that has just launched on the Apple Store and the Google Store, and very, very soon you'll be able to use that so much more efficiently than is previously the case. Zabuni that I mentioned, WhatsApp payment, these are classic challenges that all startups face. So guys, when you're listening to Layla talk, and she's clearly a very successful business lady, but those challenges are the ones that face everybody. And obviously we deal with, we're setting up 500 companies a month, so we deal with this all the time, and we spend a lot of time looking for the best solutions which we can make available to our customers should they so wish.
Meanwhile, there are no shortage of many companies launching subscription boxes at the moment. They seem to be one of the boom areas in the world of e-commerce. From meat, fish, flowers, cosmetics, clothes and more, there seems to be a box for everything out there that can be delivered straight to your door, which got us thinking, scratching our chins and going, oh, you know what?
Boxing Clever.
So who is Boxing Clever at the moment? Well, one individual and his team that is Boxing Clever is the CEO and the founder of Dresos, Vladimir Radojevic, who joins us live on the line, but also live via Microsoft Teams. Good morning to you, Vladimir.
Good morning, Tom, and good morning, Neil, and thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely, no problem at all. Looking forward to this one. So you are an online styling business. I ain't going to give the 30-second elevator pitch, but maybe you could, Vladimir. What do you do?
Exactly. So our concept is very simple. The customer registers online, fills in the style quiz, and then a dedicated stylist gets in touch with them via WhatsApp or a phone. Once we know what the customer wants, we bring a curated outfit to their doorsteps based obviously on the preferences and the specific occasions they want the outfits for. Customer has up to 3 days to keep the items at the comfort of their home and understand what they want. Whatever they want to keep, obviously we charge them and they can return the rest. We don't charge any styling fees, any delivery fees, and basically our business model, you don't take actually any risk. We would like to think we are a traditional e-commerce that offers a free styling service on top of that.
Vlad, you had a very successful career and still are having a very successful career after more than a decade in retail. You had some amazing roles. You launched this in December last year. There were a few things going on in December last year, Vladimir. Talk to me about the timing.
Yeah, it was a very interesting time. So obviously we were in the middle of pandemic, and I actually had a very successful job in my previous company. And then I went to my boss and I said, look, I really want to start something new. I really want to start this company, and I think this is the right time. Why I think it's the right time? The e-commerce penetration on this market is extremely low. Compared to very mature market like US or UK, where the e-commerce penetration is 15 to 18%. In the UAE, the e-commerce penetration is only 4%. So that obviously gives you a little bit of idea why there is so much potential and why there are so many e-commerce companies joining the bandwagon, basically, of commerce and services. Also, to be honest, I mean, you mentioned I've been in the region for 9 years, and I was heading retail for one company, and I've seen the customer service in this region deteriorating every year. We've seen the opportunity there. So our stylists are really well educated. They understand what customers want. They understand a lot about brands, and we are willing to offer that type of service. Also, because of the pandemic, and not only because of the pandemic, Dubai residents are increasingly tired, as Leila mentioned previously, increasingly tired of spending time in the malls. And they obviously want to spend time with the family and friends, and they don't want to spend time in a crowded shopping malls, queuing in front of the cash desk to pay for the stuff. This is where we see also big opportunity. Yeah,
Vlad, that's a great point. If I may just jump in. The CEO of Virtuzone was just writing in an article, and he said the first thing that a VC looks at is what problem are you solving? I think I've probably answered my own question, but what problem is Dresos solving?
So basically, we're solving a few problems. One of the main problems is saving time and a styling issue. So these are the two main things. If you go on our website, you will see one of the first questions is going to be why do you want to use Dresos? And what we realized is basically we actually didn't expect that. Saving time is the number one option. So people are using our service because exactly that reason. They want to save time. They want to spend time with the family and friends. They want to go to shopping malls, not to shop. They want to go to shopping malls to socialize, to have food and spend time on gathering, not.
Okay, Vlad, I tried your site. Firstly, can you tell me? Let's talk about men for a second, seeing as Tom and I are talking to you. Can you describe your typical customer?
Yes, so our typical customer is a 35-year-old busy guy who doesn't have time for shopping. It's Western expat. Someone who actually appreciates a good service and good quality product.
Would they be someone modest like me, or much more concerned about their clothes like Tom? No, just joking, Vlad. But if I may,
someone like you probably more.
Let me make an observation, because in order to get in and start to see the content that's on there, you have to answer a fair few questions, so you're building up a profile of that person. This is a challenge that so many of our customers have, which is you're trying to get data which enables you to serve the customer better, but you're not wanting to be too clunky, not wanting to ask too much before they start interacting. My experience of it was that it was asking, because I consider myself perhaps cash rich, time poor, and you know, it was asking a few too many questions that I didn't want to give right at the beginning. Have you tried to balance that out?
We have. So to be honest, I mean, I was actually, why I started the business, one of the reasons is because I was actually quite impressed with the company that pioneered this business model, and the company is called Stitch Fix. It's very important to mention. Why I mentioned this, because we did tailor the business model to this market. Stitch Fix asks around 50 questions. So if you felt that this was tiring, we asked basically 3 to 4 times less questions than Stitch Fix. But you're right. I mean, that's a good observation. We had actually a few additional questions before this. Like when we started the business in December, we had additional 8 questions for guys, and we've reduced that. But I agree with you. We will wait and see. Obviously, we're still testing a lot of different things.
I suppose one of the other things is if you let people know that, for example, if they do answer these questions, they might get access to a pre-release of some Yeezys that aren't available somewhere else, or something like that.
Yeah, incentive. Yeah, exactly. That could definitely work.
And why Dresos?
Well, I basically, I was studying and I was doing my MBA with IESE Business School in New York. As I said, I was very impressed with the business model of Stitch Fix. Actually had everything. It had retail, fashion. It was part of the future of shopping. The business model was collecting a lot of data, so it knew a lot about people. It offered an amazing convenience, and obviously I had the retail experience over 15 years.
Vlad, what I mean is why the name Dresos? Because brand is so important. Yeah,
there was actually a very interesting story behind. So I was talking to, obviously brainstorming with a lot of my friends, and we were like, oh, how can we call the company? And then one of my friends from the UK actually basically came up with Dress SOS. And initially I was thinking, oh my God, that sounds really terrible. But then a lot of people said, why don't you call it Dresos? And actually the story behind also is that I used to spend a lot of time. I used to live in Greece. So it is actually a Greek word, a Greek last name. So, and it sounded quite well and nice. So that's
Vlad, you came to the right place, because Tom and I have a lot of friends who need a Dress SOS.
Thank you. I'll be happy to serve them.
Vladimir, unfortunately, we're out of time on this occasion. We could talk a lot longer, but listen, if people want to find out more, Vladimir, where do they go? Where's the best place to find out more about Dresos?
The best place is our website, www.dresos.com. So DRESOS, no double S.
Good on you, my friend. All the best for 2021. He launched in December of last year. They are still here. They're still relevant, and they are still turning heads. So congratulations to all the team at Dresos.
Good luck, Vlad.
Good luck to Vladimir. We'll have more thoughts on that one from Neil. And, of course, your questions answered next.
More of Starting Up with Tom Urquhart and Virtuzone.